China is fully prepared to fight to the very end because the world is big enough that the United States is not the totality of the market in the world. So if the United States wants to go in that direction of completely shutting itself out of the China market, be my guest.
Yeah, and China will lose the US market, which, as I've said, is 15%.
We don't care. We don't care. China has been here for 5,000 years. Most of the time, there was no United States, and we survived. And if the United States wants to bully China, we will deal with the situation without the United States, and we expect to survive for another 5,000 years.
When you hear Donald Trump say China wants a deal, it just doesn't know how to go about it. They're proud people. J.D. Vance talks about Chinese peasants. What do you make of their conduct in this respect?
If J.D. Vance thinks that he's dealing with the peasants in China, and I'm proud to be a descendant of the peasants, most of us are descendants of the peasants anyway, that's our tradition. We are farmers before, but now we are one of the leading industrialized economies in the world. So I'm sorry, J.D. Vance doesn't know what he's talking about. And therefore, I don't think there will be China-US dialogue unless the United States changes its attitude towards China. Deal with China as it is. Show respect to China. Show respect to the Chinese people. And don't try to impose your prejudice and biased view about China or about the rest of the world. China is fully...
This is a book of Psalm 60 and verse 8. It read, Moab is my washpot, over Edom will I cast out my shoe. Philistia triumph though because of me. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Raha, Kodash, the Bahanas Elder, and the apostles of the Mason who do well. A peace, a blessing, and salutation to you, who are pushing this truth to the four winds of the heavenly, being at the forefront of this spiritual war, to make sure Jerusalem is established as a praise Shionish again, as in the days of old. So, amen. Moab was pissed off, man. I see the Moshe Abba Hashem Yashai is styling this nation to go against Esau, man. And Esau himself is a house divided. Between the European Union and America, there is a division, and I think they are preparing to retaliate against the Trump tariff. You have Russia. Russia also is an Edomite nation, but they are against the West. You have Australia. America was telling Australia that you needed to prioritize the American goods. And when you look at the map of China export into these different countries, Australia is covered in lead. You have America in China. America is in blue. China is in lead. And in America, you have the America itself, you have Canada, you have Mexico. And then you have the European Union. But Australia is covered in lead. Africa is covered in lead. South America in Central is covered in lead. Southeast Asia is covered in lead. East Asia and West Asia, which is the Middle East, is covered in lead. You see? So, America have Salakia. China have a large consumer base, man. They control the supply chain, even in Europe. What Europe they are doing is they are buying, let's say, things made in Vietnam or Malaysia or this other country in which those goods, they come from China. They come from China, then to Vietnam, then they put a label that they are made in Vietnam, but really they are made in China. You see? They use Vietnam as a secondary exporter to these Western countries, and then go around saying, hey man, our market are not flooded with cheap Chinese goods. They come from Vietnam, they come from Malaysia, they come from Indonesia, they come from Thailand, but really they come from China. And I was watching yesterday eshize lá hoje, somebody was dumping the treasury bond, I see, and a lot of people thought it was China, but actually it was Japan, man. As these different countries are fed up with Americas, and that's what it is, man. And the Moab being the worship of the Moshiach Abba Hashem, it means he will empty America from vessel to vessel. You see? They started with stealing intellectual properties. Like now, they are a leading country in innovation from stealing intellectual properties. And Esau being proud, the proud devil he is, he still think he's a Chinese peasant, man. As a matter of fact, the Moshiach, he can deal with any nation if he want to. I'm not talking about salvation. I'm talking about being put in a position to rule, being put in a position to be a leading nation in technology, like how Russia in this different weaponry. Russia is a leading nation. Russia is a military superpower, man. Daniel 4:17 says this matters by the decree of the watchers and by the demand by the word, and as a demand by the word of the Holy One, to the intent that the living may know that the Moshiach rulers in the kingdom of men. You see? And they give it to whosoever he will and set up over it the bases of men. This is this heathen, man. He put on top one heathen, then when the time come, he remove and put another. And at this time, the twist is the next in line to rule is not Moab. The Moshiach is just using Moab as a vessel, as a worship pot. To remove Esau out of power, man. You see, not solely Moab, man. The Moshiach have a lot of weapon in his arsenal he can use against Esau. The elect Esau, the missile, this is a chariot, the angels, man. It's even his own people, a house divided, man. You see, let me get that. The house divided, man. This is in Matthew 12 and 25. And Yahushua knew their sought and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation. See, Esau Edom kingdom is divided, especially since Trump came to power, man, in his second term. You see, the elite, because Trump is nothing but a middle management, as Elder Apostle Taha like to say, he is a middle management, man. The elite are using him to cause more division. You see, and he could as well be the wartime president. And every seat your house divided against itself shall not stand. And if Satan casts out Satan, that's what is going. One Edomite country wanna cast another Edomite country. You see? And people think that the European Union are with America. No, man. They want America gone, man. Russia want America gone. Australia want America gone. All of these Edomite countries, Canada want America gone. You see? And if Satan casts out Satan, he's divided against himself, man. How shall then his kingdom stand? I see that was going to Esau, man. His kingdom won't stand because it is divided to the core. You see, America itself is divided, man. You have the liberal, you have the right wing, the left wing, the liberal, the conservative. You see? You have the Christian, you name it, man. Come on, man. You see? You have the progressive liberal democrats, or whatever they call it, man. So, Shalom. I hope you were edified. On to the next